Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky and I'm bringing you the meta report. Now this is where I take the data from Trials of Osiris and I try to analyze it to give you the best information you can possibly use so that way you can go flawless, hopefully this season in Season 11. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare last week's Trials of Osiris, or last week of Season 10 to the first week of Season 11. Now, there's a little bit of discrepancy here because this week Trials was canceled after like the first few hours, so the data is a little bit skewed because of that. Obviously, we didn't get to play an entire full weekend. We didn't get to see the entire meta fully used throughout the weekend, but nonetheless, we can gather a good amount of information from this data. So what we're going to go over first is Javelin 4. The #1 most used weapon was the Summoner. No surprises there. This is one of the absolute strongest auto rifles in the game. I personally like the Gnawing Hunger more, and the Gnawing Hunger did show up as number 5 on the list, so that's not too bad. I really think that Gnawing Hunger is going to climb the list more and more and more as time goes on. The #2 most used weapon was Revoker, which is a little surprising to me, considering that Javelin 4 is kind of a medium to medium small map, but people were still able to find those lanes and angles in order to use that Revoker sniper. And the perk Reversal Fortune, so extremely strong. Of course they're going to be using it because it's definitely the best sniper in the game. The #3 most used weapon is the Felwinter's Lie. No surprises here. Now if you don't have this weapon, if you don't have the Felwinter's Lie, you are unable to get it this season, which is very unfortunate, but what you can do is go do the Mindbender Strike. If you're watching this video anytime recently, as it's just recently come out, go do the Mindbender Strike and go get yourself a good shotgun. It's definitely a viable replacement for the Felwinter's Lie, but the Felwinter's Lie is definitely a little bit better in my opinion. The 4th most used weapon is the Suro's Regime. No surprises here. This exotic auto rifle is insane. It speeds up as time goes on, and that's the setting you want to use is the speed up setting. And the time to kill when it's fully sped up is insane. It's extremely lethal. The #5 weapon is my new favorite auto rifle, the Gnawing Hunger. I love this thing. It's so nasty. I think it just has some sort of big hitbox because it seems like when you use it, you just hit constant headshots all the time. Such a strong weapon. Absolutely love the Gnawing Hunger. The #6 weapon is the beloved, the most agile sniper in the game. Obviously, sunsetting is going to change quite a bit here, and so we see that the #8 spot, or the #7 spot rather, is Mountaintop, which is my least favorite weapon, and the #8 spot is Dire Promise, which is really surprising here, and we need to take notice of this, that the Dire Promise is above the Spare Rations, which is really weird. We have not really seen this before in the past, but I think that because people know that Spare Rations is going to be sunset, they're maybe phasing it out a little bit, maybe focusing on Dire Promise. We'll see with this week when we actually get to play a full weekend of Trials, because Trials is back. If you didn't know already, Trials is back. It will be back tomorrow morning. I'll be live streaming it. Hopefully you guys come by live stream and check it out. The #9 most used weapon is the Bastion. Super lethal kinetic fusion. This thing is disgustingly good. Really nasty weapon. And the #10 is Thorn, which is really surprising because both the Dire Promise and the Thorn made it above the Spare Rations, which we really haven't seen before in the past. But again, this wasn't a full, detail of the entire weekend, so maybe with time we would have seen things change a little bit differently. And I almost would guarantee that things would shift a little bit as we play through the entire weekend, but this is what we got for this few hours on Javelin 4, and we'll see what Trials map we get tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a really cool map. Maybe it won't be a so cool map. We'll see. I'll be live streaming it. I'll be excited for it regardless because, I don't really mind big maps or small maps. I just like to play Trials, and I find it fun to, help people and stuff. So we had 25,000 players in just those first few hours, which is pretty crazy. Apparently, a lot of people play right at the start. And if you are trying to go flawless for your first time ever, I highly recommend not to play at the start because that really is the sweatiest time. That is the toughest time to go flawless. Trust me, I've played a lot of Trials, and right at the start, Friday morning, is the toughest time. And that's going to pretty much cover it. Make sure to subscribe if you want more content like this, and I'll see you in Trials this weekend, and there'll be tons of Trials content throughout this channel all weekend long. So enjoy those videos. Later.